What's up everyone? So in today's video I'm going to break down a very easy strategy that you can use to make a lot of money. So because this is binary options but it is also quick trading, we are going to make sure that this happens very fast. All these videos that I'm going to be making will be less than 5 minutes. We're going to break down how it works. Firstly, what you want to do is set up your chart for 5 seconds. And also your trade time for 5 seconds. Then I want you to get the indicator called Awesome Oscillator, which will have a period of 5 and 34. How it's going to work is you are going to wait for a change in a cycle between the buy trend and the sell trend of the Awesome Oscillator. So how it's going to look is whenever you're in a buy trend, you're going to be crossing above the middle line. So this is the middle line here. Whenever it crosses below, there's a downtrend. Whenever it crosses above, there's an uptrend. What we want is for a buying example, we want a cross above, right? We want a cross above, and then we want a candle to correspond. Okay, so obviously this one doesn't correspond here, but when it goes above, this candle over here corresponds to this color here. Then what we can do is we can start to look for buys. So because we're taking 5-second trades, we would take trades on each candle at the start of each candle. We would take a buy here, right? We would lose, but because we know our risk model is to either trade until we hit +1 on our first trade, right? So that would be a win on our first trade. But if we do go into somewhat of a negative, right? Because we're starting our trading unit at 0. If we do lose, we're either going to go back to -1 or we're going to keep trading until we hit -2. So I know this sounds very confusing, but I'm going to break it down once again. You start off at 0 units when you trade. You trade until you hit +1 off of your first trade only. If you lose that first trade and you win, you get out. Okay? If you win, you get out. But if you lose, you'll go into -1. This gives you two choices. You either trade it back up until you hit break even and then you get out, or if you hit -2 on your trading, you get out. So that's the risk management. And then in terms of profit and targets and stop losses, you need to aim for +12 units on a day. And if you hit -5 units on a day, you get out. So let's get back to the strategy. We've got pretty much halfway in this video because this is quick trading. This is binary options. It is a quick form of trading. So the videos are going to be quick and the strategies are going to be quick. Here's another one where we have a point of correspondence here in the colors. Remember, when the candles are above, we're looking for buys and we see the colors correspond. We can then take a buy here, we would lose, but then we'd win here and break even. But then we see that this one corresponds with this color here. So we can take a buy and we hit +1, which means that we get out. But then what happens, we could have taken another buy here because it corresponded. But what happens, we lose. But because if we lose, we trade until we hit break even, right? We would have broken even on this one. And then we can keep taking trades because they still correspond. We would win here, we would win here, we would lose to here. Out of this entire sequence, we would have won around 4 units and then, or 6 units, and then we would have lost these 2. Because remember, if you lose 2 in a row, you get out, right? So we would have lost 1 there, lost 1 there, because this was the point of correspondence here, where the green met the green there when we're above, and we would have lost these 2, and we would have gotten out. And that's essentially how we're going to continue. Let's do a quick selling example. So for selling, we go below, right? We go below the horizontal line. We see that it corresponds here. The red below corresponds with the red over here. We can take a sell and we win on our first trade, right? We hit +1, which means we get out. But because this corresponds, right? Because this corresponds, we can take another sell and we'll win. And we can repeat that for this one and this one all the way until we see that we're given this. We can take another sell. We will lose there, but because we trade until we hit break even, we can take another sell. And what happens? We hit break even on this one. If we lost this one, we would also get out because we're trading till -2. And that's essentially how the strategy works. We can go into a final example here for you to see. So remember, we need that cross below. And when it's below, we're only looking for sells. When it's above, we're only looking for buys. So when it's below, we're looking for red. When it's above, we're looking for green. Over here, we see that corresponding point. We can take a sell, we'll win. We can do once again, because we hit +1, we can take a sell here and we'll win. And then lastly, for our very last trade, to hit +12 units, we can take a sell off of this one. We would have lost here, but then because we trade here, back to break even, we win. And that's how we hit our +12 target.